Here in the mountains of North Carolina and Boone, many people participate in all kinds of outdoor activities like hiking, camping, biking, and rafting. Most don't realize how easily they could end up in a survival situation, especially when they go alone or don't bother telling anyone where they are going or when they will be back. We are going to show you a few survival techniques using things you might have with you on one of these outdoor adventures. Okay, when it comes to getting water in the mountains, your best bet to find water would be to go to lower elevations. And we just came down this hill, took us about 10 or 15 minutes, and we came upon this little creek right here. I'll go ahead and fill up my canteen, and I'll have to boil the water later to make it safe to drink. Now, if you got here and it was all dried up, you could dig down into the riverbed and hopefully find some water that way. And if that didn't work, you could also use any type of book bag or tarp or anything if you're hiking or camping, and use that to catch rainwater, which is safe to drink and you don't have to worry about boiling it or anything.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is show you how to make fire using a 9-volt battery and a piece of steel wool. You can also use gum wrappers that have the shiny side on the back of them, or Brillo pads, which is basically steel wool with soap already in it. You can also use AA batteries, D batteries, C batteries. You just have to complete the circuit with 2 of them. Now you'll notice we're on the patio. The sun's shining right now, but we got rained on yesterday and there's more coming from that direction. So we're gonna try and start fire a little bit time constrained here. That's whoa, there we go. And once it gets going, you can use your canteen to boil the water and put your foliage on it. And it makes a lot of smoke.
Okay, the first type of fire we're going to show you is called a trench fire. You take two big limbs and lay them next to each other with about 4 to 5 inches in between them and fill with smaller twigs. And the good things about this fire are they're great for windy conditions and in the mountains, and you can put them close to your shelter and they'll be close enough that you can feed it during the night. And the good thing about that is it'll keep the length of your body warm instead of just one portion of you with if you were to use a normal fire. Now the next type of fire is a teepee fire, usually standing about 1 to 2 feet tall, and they're really good to provide a lot of light at night when, say, the moon might not be out. And the only problem with them are they burn up rather quickly because they have a lot more oxygen available to them. So you just have to feed them a lot more. And the third and final type of fire we're going to show you today is the crisscross fire. And you pretty much start with a small bundle of twigs and just continuously add layers perpendicular to each other of progressively larger sticks. And it burns up at about a medium speed, and it provides a lot of warmth, and especially it provides a lot of good cold.
Okay, so what we have here is a snare. We're going to show you how to set these. This is a piece of electric cord like out of a car, or you could use like headphones if you were hiking and listen to your iPod. And what I've done here is just basically tied a simple slip knot, and I've come to this trail here where you can see animals have been coming through. You put sticks up on both sides, and then when he gets hung, he's coming through here. It goes around his head. As he comes down, it tightens down and he gets hung. That's how you make a snare.
Okay, this is how you set up a lean-to between 2 trees. You need to get some really sturdy sticks to set up on the trees, and you can take advantage of any Y-shaped limbs. They'll go up nice against the tree and provide a lot of support. You can also use any stems coming off the bigger limbs, and with the cross sections you can lay it up against it right here and it'll provide a lot of support. And if you don't have that, you can also use any type of vine or any briars or anything and just tie it on, and that also provides a lot of support as well. And then here's the front view of our lean-to. And pretty much what we did, you can see no sun coming through, so got enough stuff up on top. And then mainly what we did is pile about a good 6 inches of leaves right here on the ground where we're going to be sleeping. And the importance of that is if you don't have some distance between you and the ground, what will happen is throughout the night the ground will just suck the heat right out from your body, and this just helps insulate everything.
Okay, so what we're going to show you today is how to make a compass using a sewing needle and a piece of silk. You can use any kind of silk. It doesn't matter whether it's your shirt, scarf, socks, just as long as it's silk. You can use any kind of material, substance, whatever, for your needle, a watch hand, a staple, a paper clip. I just happen to have a sewing needle. You can also magnetize the needle with a magnet or a battery. You're going to just rub this one direction on the silk till it gets magnetized. You can also spin it, just as long as you spin it the same direction. Then after you've magnetized it, you're going to take a leaf. I've got my leaf. You're going to set the leaf on the water, set the paper clip, needle, yada yada, on the piece of leaf. And watch it, it should spin around and point north-south. And see, it's going this direction, so therefore I know that sun came up that direction, and that means that that is north, that is east, south, and west would be directly behind me.
Here are a few random tips for survival situations. Always tell someone where you are going and when you will be back. Always take basic survival supplies anytime you go outdoors. Before you try to start a fire, always make sure you have plenty of wood to keep it going. Softwood burns easier and faster, and hardwood burns slower and produces really good coals. Try not to sweat, especially when it will be cold at night. Never eat anything unless you know 100% what it is and that it's safe to eat. Never hunt for large game because it could be very risky and you could injure yourself. Either way, you will waste most of the food you get from it anyway. Thanks for watching our survival documentary. We hope you learned a few things from this video and will be prepared next time you go on an outdoor adventure.